Today, let's discuss a topic that hits close to home for many of us, the feeling that our parents just don't understand. It's a universal challenge, isn't it? And it can occur at any age. So let's explore this a little bit further. Now, if you feel the same, please drop a comment in the comment box. When my son was in his early teenage years, one day he sat me down and had a very frank conversation with me. He told me that if we were to be honest with each other, we would need to learn to listen to each other. And sometimes I would have to learn to just be supportive to him rather than react or make him feel judged or try to find solutions for him on what to do. He even explained that although as a parent I believed that I was always right, he actually needed to make his own mistakes. It was a very difficult conversation, but it made me reflect a lot. Why do I behave in certain ways as a parent? Paradoxically, those behaviors often don't emerge when I'm with others. After a lot of thinking, I understood that as a parent, I react because of fear and the instinctive need to protect. It does not change as children grow older. In fact, letting children find their own way as they grow older rather than trying to guide them is one of the most difficult transitions in a parent's life. But it is also a difficult transition in the young person's life who are trying to find their identity, autonomy, and actually face the world that their parents are not going to be part of anymore. Just like parents are also trying to survive their own challenges. The other thing is we often put our parents on a pedestal, but they are only human and they often struggle to accept change. The third thing I realized was that sometimes as a parent, I don't want my child to make the same mistakes that I might have made in my life, and I want him to benefit from the experiences I have had. Well, I'm not sure whether that is right or wrong. I think to some extent it feels right. But should our children be able to make their own mistakes and make their own way? I actually also reflected on the generational and cultural elements within us. Now, having grown up in a conservative home, I was not allowed to answer back when my father said something. So there are certain aspects of the culture that, like respect for elders, that I still value. But now I also cherish the free thinking and ability to voice opinions as a young person. I think both can coexist, but it took a lot of growth to reach this conclusion that, I will have to manage both and balance the two ideologies together. But isn't life about constantly learning? Let's acknowledge that it is normal for young individuals and parents to have miscommunication, misunderstanding, because this is a period of transition and transitions are difficult for everybody. Feelings that my parents don't listen to me, don't respect me, don't respect my friends, don't understand the pressures I'm under, are constantly comparing me to cousins or other people, have unrealistic expectations of me and won't change due to their ego are very common feelings. Many times they can be true as well, but actually the opposite may be true, as in some situations the parents' concerns may be real. So, here are 3 top tips that will help if you find yourself in this situation. First, trust and respect. Trust and respect have to be earned. Let me give you an example of Geeta, whose parents were often not open and accepting about issues in the family. She found during her growing up years that they could be judgmental about friends, relatives, and she started believing that they were judgmental about her too. This meant that she started lying to them about small things because of fear. Slowly, trust was eroded on both sides and the relationship was becoming really strained. Geeta felt she could not be open with her parents and her parents thought they could not trust her. So actually, trust has to be built both ways. The second is empathetic communication. Let me give you an example of Arnie. There was constant conflict in the home because he would either stay out in the night or be gaming until the early hours of the morning. Arnie felt his parents were controlling. He wanted to be with his friends, otherwise he thought he would miss out. And his parents, on the other hand, were worried about his studies and his late nights. Now his parents sought advice and one day decided to have a very different kind of conversation with Arnie. They started by acknowledging his desire for independence, autonomy, need to socialize, even if they disagreed with the timing of it. Now, this validation was a more constructive conversation about setting reasonable boundaries, and slowly, as things progressed, Arnie could start to discuss things a little bit more. Listening and understanding each other's perspective is always a good place. And third is managing expectations and conflict. Let's talk about Trudy, whose studies were always a source of conflict at home. Her parents wanted her to really excel in studies, but she felt pressured to do well. She wanted to enjoy being with friends, have more balance, play sport, have fun, but she felt a constant nagging pressure, and this was becoming a burden, and there was conflict in the home. In summary, her parents did not understand how their behavior was putting pressure, and she could not understand why they were saying what they were saying. So ensuring that expectations do not become a burden helps with this kind of conflict. In summary, understanding is vital. Try it. The outcomes might even surprise you. Teenage and young adults, and actually at any age, people are rapidly evolving, but more so young people, physically, emotionally, cognitively, they are changing. And this affects their attitudes, behaviors as they discover their identity and become more independent. These changes can be challenging for parents, but recognizing them as part of normal growing up can help parents navigate these changes with patience and balance. As a parent, we have to let go and allow our children to grow their wings, find their way, make their mistakes. But when they fall, let's be there as the net that supports them. Let's do this exercise today. Whether you're a parent or a young person who is having this difficulty, take a piece of paper, think of an issue that you are currently going through and how you think your parent can support you. And if you're a parent, how do you think your young person wants you to support them? Exchange your papers and communicate what you have written. Is it the same? Like all other videos, if you have learned something useful, please like it, share it, tell it. Please subscribe to my channel, because the more subscribers I have, the more ability I have to make more creative videos. Thank you for watching.